we talk all the time about the best strikers in world football. Is he the best striker in world football right now, JD?
Today, man, it's hard to argue against it. I believe I'm a bit different. I grew up in the 1900s, right? So I like my strikers a little bit more well-rounded. But that doesn't take away in terms of what he does, because I think pound for pound, touch for touch, there isn't I've ever seen a striker that's as clinical as this young man. And I fear to even call him a young man because he's 25 years old and he's just probably entering his prime. But he's so physically dominant. He's so consistent, and he really doesn't waste a single touch in terms of his ability to just finish in the final third. It's like nothing I've ever seen before in my life. We've seen some clinical strikers, right? Your Inzaghi's, your Van Nistelrooy's, and even your Cristiano Ronaldo's, the latter part of his career. But there's never been an Erling Haaland at this rate.
He's the best number 9 in the world when you think about, like, most teams now, you rarely see 4-4-2. And what I mean by that, you rarely see two strikers that are like big boys that are hanging. You might see two strikers, but like they'll like hide behind each other. One will be like a withdrawn striker. In the modern game, you see 3 forwards or whatever. You see a center forward, one reference point that stays between the center backs. And he is the best at that. There's nobody better in the world. Not Mbappe, maybe Harry Kane. Maybe Harry Kane's close. Maybe Harry Kane's close.
Harry Kane obviously just scored yesterday.
Crazy.
Yeah, Harry Kane is.
But one of the best for sure. And I know there was dialogue last season and a couple of seasons ago, like, yeah, he can improve his game. And we almost nitpicking at that point. We were saying, you know, can he drop in and link play more? I like him where he is. I like him between the center backs, doing what he does best, scoring goals. He's a monster. He's impossible to mark on his day. The goal he scores today is unmarkable. I know Antonio Conte in his press conference after the game says, oh, we could do better in the goal. I'm not so sure. Foden twists in, turns in there, boom, little chip pass. He times it perfectly. Little loop header, athleticism, power, hold-up play. I mean, for me, he's in between the center backs, you're splitting hairs saying he's not the best in the world at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, if you're building a physical specimen, say you're playing a video game and you're like, I want to build the best number 9, it would probably look a lot like his physique, right? He's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's got incredible finishing ability. But I agree with there's still an element of his game. I mean, Harry Kane for me is a better passing number 9. He drops in, he can pick up his head, he can make the final pass. I don't see Erling Haaland do that very often. I don't see him pick up he can run by people, but is there that little deftness or savvy to create enough space to get a shot off? Every once in a while we'll see it. He's more of a point B type player for me, where he gets on the end of things. And he's one of the best in the world at that. I don't want to take anything away from his ability.
Is there a different profile then between him and Harry Kane?
Yeah, because the currency, his currency is his goals.
Right, that's what and I don't want to take anything away from it. It's crazy to say
and
that
he's done that at every level.
I know.
So it's so hard to turn around and say that he's not the best striker, because
I agree.
You know, every striker is judged on, okay, what's your goal to appearances record? And he has been, I've never seen anything like, he's built like a tight end, but moves like someone on the wing. He's ridiculous.
It depends what you want, you know? Like, if you want a good steak, you go to Bryan and Cooper, right? You go over there for the steak. You don't go there because they got a well-rounded menu. You go there because you want that. So if you want the number 9 that finishes chances, like he's that guy. And I would say he's probably better than Kane in inside the box in terms of physicality, in terms of he can run behind as well and hurt you if you play with a high line. He has the pace to get away from guys. We saw it on the weekend as well against Manchester United, where he just gets away from you and he's gone. So yeah, does he link play as good as Harry Kane? No, probably not. He's not as smooth in those moments of play. But when you want a real monster to finish things off, I think there's nobody better.
What I do appreciate is his ability to adapt to his team. When Borussia Dortmund, he had to do more, right? He got to run in behind more because teams would try to press Dortmund. They don't try to press City. So now he's going to get, what, 8 to 10 touches, maybe a half, and he's got to make the most of those touches. And that's a gift, because he goes in there and he scores goals and he finds a way to still contribute despite having limited touches. So he has this incredible world-class ability in different ways. It's funny to say out loud that I don't think he's the best number 9 in the world.
I don't think that's far-fetched. You know why I don't think that's far-fetched? Because of the other number 9s that's in world football that we sometimes don't give enough. Kylian Mbappe is one we haven't spoken about, and some people say, oh, he's best off the left.
Is he a number 9?
He's a number 9.
Really?
The goals tell me he's a number 9. The goals and the return and ratio and where he's playing right now and the system built around him, he's a number 9.
Cristiano Ronaldo's a number 9?
I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo is a legend, so I don't even put
he's the same as Mbappe.
He's like a shiny card.
He's like a tweener, right?
Yeah, but Alexander Isak, I mean, we're talking about Harry Kane, him being the false 9 or dropping in as number 9. They're more all-rounded players, but in terms of what you're talking about, goal scorers, we can sit here and talk about Haaland stats all day long, but if we run them next to Mbappe's, since he's joined Manchester City, they're neck and neck. So that's a number 9 as far as I'm concerned, and I I would say that Kylian just adds in terms of a different level of dynamic because of his individual ability to get goals.
He can create his own goal in a way that Erling Haaland can't.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, one thing that was a big factor in the match, obviously, was the red card for Di Lorenzo. We'll talk about that in just a second. But for Manchester City, Jimmy, there was a lot of criticism this season for them and starting slow. And is this the end for Pep Guardiola? Is the magic gone? Now they win against Manchester United at the weekend, which, who knows, maybe not saying too much, but to win today against the Napoli side, does this make you think that they're heading in the right direction now?
They got a man advantage with 70 minutes left to go in the game.
But they earned the man advantage.
No, they did. Erling Haaland, of all people, earned it with his change of speed. Right, he's unmarkable. So yes, you're starting to see elements of it. Jeremy Doku in particular, I think, is starting to, now that Jack Grealish is out of the picture, maybe he's starting to be trusted and felt like he's being trusted in a different way. He scored a ridiculous goal today, so hopefully that'll have him kick on in a meaningful capacity. I do think we're getting closer to where Pep wants to go, but we're nowhere near the finished product. So when they get out of the group stages and get into the knockout rounds, I'd love to see where this team's going to be in about 5 or 6 months.
Mm-hmm. I mean, last season, it wasn't great, was it, for them to finish where they did in the league phase by every metric of Manchester City? Grella, last season was a disappointing season for them. Do you feel like this season's going to be different and they're going to be back to their old best?
I mean, they were really early days, right? Because we saw a little shaky start from them in the beginning of the season. Then we saw them beat Man United. And Man United side, we don't know what we're going to get on a day. And then we saw them today earn the one-man advantage, getting Di Lorenzo the red card. But then they managed the game really well from there. So I think it's still early days. Will we see like the Man City that we saw the last 10 years, where they were scary, like nobody wanted to play against them, crazy amounts of possession, beat you in a million different ways. Solid at the back. I don't know. We'll see. But still, nobody wants to play Man City away from home in the Champions League. I don't think ever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's intriguing for him as a manager in terms of Pep Guardiola, because he gets an opportunity for the first time to respond to some of the critics that say that he walks into teams that are already world-class and just makes them better or tips them over the edge. He now has an official rebuild project. He now has to push out the older guard who have done so well for him and those legends that he's built so much success with, and now he has an opportunity to bring in new players, team up with his recruitment and say, okay, I can showcase that I can bring in players that haven't got the same profile, haven't got the same necessary ability, but they can fit into my system and we can still win trophies. Them not winning a trophy last year is an anomaly. Like, I can't think of a Pep season in my life, most recently anyway, where Pep hasn't walked away with some silverware. So he's going to have to want to revamp. He's going to have to be re-energized. And more importantly, he's going to come back hungrier.
It was a decision, obviously, Grella, that then led to the game changing, because Napoli, they were down by a man for 70 minutes. Any arguments, though, from you for this red card?
No, but look at the pace there from Haaland, by the way. And Di Lorenzo, a lot of people indifferent about him. They're like, oh, he's not the greatest. But he actually has been really good for Napoli for 3 seasons. Obviously, 2 Scudettos in the last 3 seasons. He just, the speed is elusive there, right? And Haaland's gone, and he feels like, oh, I'm in trouble here. The big man's getting behind me, and then creates the red card. So this is credit to Manchester City that they create the red card. But then De Bruyne comes out in the 20th minute. It was the only sub. If you watch Napoli, we get to cover them every week. If you watch Napoli, the guy with the least engine in the pitch at that given moment, to take nothing away from KDB, is KDB. Lobotka, Anguissa, McTominay, these guys have big engines to go back and forth. When you're down to 10 men, you need to rely on those guys. This exact thing has happened to me a couple times, and it sucks because...
What, the red card?
Are you saying you don't have an engine?
No, I didn't get the red card. I guess that's what the manager is saying.
The guy that got the red card, you don't have an engine.
No, so Miazga got the red card. One of my center backs got a red card. First New York City derby, whatever it is, and big game for us, obviously, and the preparation, the hotel sleep, the diet, the training that goes into it, the warm up, the boots, everything, stadium packed, and then 15 minutes, boom, you're on the bench. and I'm sure, I don't care what level you played, I'm sure KDB was like, oh, that stinks.
Me? That's what you're saying.
I mean, we felt it, right? We felt the wind come out of our sails, because this would have been an awesome story, homecoming for him, scores of goals, does he celebrate or not? Unfortunately, Antonio Conte did the responsible thing, took out the guy with the least amount of engine at the age that he is now, and tried to get something from the game, but in the end didn't.
Well, here is what Antonio Conte had to say about the forced change.
Was it purely a tactical decision, taking off Kevin De Bruyne when you went down to 10 men?
Yeah, but it was the only substitution that I can I could do, honestly. And I was really sorry for him because it's the game against his all team. But I think Kevin understood very well, and I think I had only this decision, this option. Yeah, but it's okay. I think that now we need to think the next game in the league, and then I repeat. I think that we can do well in Champions League.
He's always going to do what's best for the team. That's it. And when you do look, we were like, oh man, it's KDB. But when you do look around at the options, he honestly, he was honest about it. He didn't.
I had nothing left, he said.
Yeah.
I mean, how obviously he'll be upset with the result today, Jimmy, but is it hard as a manager to read a match like this when you were down for such a large, significant period of it?
I would probably take the stance as the manager of, hey, we went down to 10. This team's hard to play against when you have 11 players, but we're down to 10, and we were fighting valiantly and creating a couple moments going the other direction where, okay, maybe there's some belief there. So I think if anything, you just lean into the heart and the desire and the commitment that the players put into it. You let it be what it is. Obviously, you played down a player for 70 minutes. You lose 1-0, and you just get on with it.
Concerned though, Grella? They lost to Juventus obviously at the weekend, now losing again in the Champions League. Is it worrying for you for this Napoli team?
Inter lost.
Oh, sorry, Napoli.
Okay, so
sorry.
No, for me,
Ignore
Pop, I wanted to talk about the first 20 minutes before the red card, because we keep talking about the red card and then how it affected the game, and then obviously the substitution and the storyline going out the window. First 20 minutes, Napoli were very good, by the way. They played, Manchester City tried to press them, they played out, got out, and would go the other way. And the game, I don't want to say dead even, but it was even. And Napoli didn't lay down. They were quite organized when they didn't have possession, and it would have been an interesting game. We all obviously feel a little bit like bad about the situation that we didn't get to see this game, because I think this game would have been really interesting going to the final minutes.
Do you think KDB's giving him evils, Di Lorenzo? Do you think when he come on the flight home, did you give your teammate evils?
Yeah, what did you do, Grell?
No, listen, he's not doing it because he's not even actually in a bad spot. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's not even in a bad. Di Lorenzo's not even in a bad spot. Sometimes I used to play with a couple lazy defenders that would be in the wrong spot, and that would annoy me because it's like you're not supposed to be there, or you're just being lazy. But he was in a good spot. It's just that ball pops out, and then Haaland gets behind him, and he starts panicking, and it's game over. So no, I wouldn't. It's part of football, unfortunately.